This Raptor team, they stressed me out tonight. However, there's something we got to talk about before we start talking about this game and the Raptors in general. Us as Toronto sports fans, we lost an absolute icon today. If I apologize if I get a little emotional during this video, it's just that we lost. I mean, if you guys did not hear, there was a plane crash in, I think it was in New Mexico, and former Blue Jays starter, ace, Cy Young winner, whatever you want to call him, Roy Halladay, he passed away. He was in that plane. I don't know if he was alone. I don't know the whole details about that. I think he was alone or anything, but it still gets me thinking about it. Just knowing, me personally growing up, idolizing him, and every time I went to a Jays game, I'm like, oh, is the Doc pitching? Is he on the mound? And every time I was right and he was pitching, it was always like either a guaranteed win or a close game at that. And just an unbelievable player, an unbelievable person to the city of Toronto. And anybody who's watched the Blue Jays for years, you guys know that he did so much for this country, for this city. I want to look at the attendance when Roy Halladay pitched compared to the other pitchers, because it was probably bigger, and he was just an unbelievable pitcher. His story is ridiculous, and I'm debating doing a little tribute video for him. If I get a little bit more, if you guys let me know in the comments about if you guys would like that, then I might do a little one, depending on maybe tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow morning. We'll have to wait and see about that, but I just want to say a little piece there. It took a couple minutes, but it was worth it. And Roy Halladay, the face of the Blue Jays franchise for many years. All right, so let's move on now. Before I held it together pretty well there. I wasn't able to earlier, but this Raptors team, had to switch over there really quick and just kind of fight them back. Really good first half. Abysmal defensive second half. That's the story in this game. Raptors had a great first quarter. We haven't seen a lot of good first quarters as of late for the Raptors. They've been trailing a lot, and they were up 3. I understand you're facing the really not so great Chicago Bulls, but you're up 3 at the end of the first quarter. You have a great second quarter. You're plus 17 in that quarter, and you're up by 20 at the half. Everything's going great. They're under 50 points. You're over 6. I think it's like 67. I think it was. And the Raptors just feeling good about themselves. And you look at this, and you're like, okay, you're up by 20. Everything's going well. You're shooting the ball well. It's going fantastic. They come out in the third quarter. The Raptors score 33. That's great, but you give up 36. Okay, clean it up for the fourth. No, the Raptors only scored 21 in that fourth quarter, and the Bulls score 33. You give up 36 and 33 in that second half against the, again, like I said, not so great offensive Chicago Bulls. You give up 69 points in the second half. Not a good defensive half at all, and you can't play like that moving forward. To any other team, you can't play like that. And but the Raptors do find a way to crawl out of this with a 119-114 victory. Now, the story as of late is the Raptors, they couldn't shoot the ball well. The 3 ball wasn't dropping. They were shooting 44%, 45% from the field, and it really wasn't going all that well for the Raps. However, for most of this game, they were shooting an upper 50% to sometimes over 60%. Things were just going really well. Well, they end the game shooting 54%, and knocked down 44 field goals. That's huge. And the big thing, obviously, a couple games ago against Utah, they knocked down 11 threes, which was great, on like 37% shooting, which isn't all that bad as a team. But then you see against Washington where they couldn't knock down anything. I think knocked down 5, I think it was. But then today, the Raptors knocked down 13 of 25 threes, 52% from 3. Now, we can't expect that to continue, because it shouldn't. This team, I love the way they shot the ball tonight, but we can't expect them to shoot 52% from 3 every single game. They shoot 18 of 24 from the free throw line, 75%. 22 assists. And what we've learned is that when the Raptors get above 20 assists, they have a very good game offensively because the ball's humming. The ball's moving around. It's looking good. I don't like the 16 turnovers for the Raptors. That's got to minimize. But let's break this thing down a little bit here. We saw in the last game, we saw the bench did very well. They kept them in the game. But the starters, they reeked. Well, let's look at today. Let's break these starters down a little bit here. Serge Ibaka, right? We saw him last game. I think he was 2 of 8 from the field. He didn't do all that well at all. Today, he was 7 of 11 from 3, 63%. And he knocked down 2 of 4 from 3, 50% from 3. Again, good to see there. Norman Powell, the only guy that started last game against Washington who really had a good stat line. But today, he only had 7 points, a couple assists, 3 of 8 shooting for 37%. It was 1 of 3 from 3. So not that great for Norman Powell, but he had a couple good games beforehand. So yeah, okay, fine. Jonas Valanciunas, we saw him in the first game of the season against the Chicago Bulls do very, very well. I think it was like 25 and 18, I think it was, or something along those lines. And today, 21 points, 10 boards for JV. I understand the defensive sides for JV is still up in the air a little bit, but offensively and on the glass, he did a great job today. 6 of 7 shooting, so he only took 7 shots. However, he was 8 of 10 from the free throw line. 85% from the field, and 100% from 3. JV knocks down the only 3 he takes. I think he does a little stutter, and then takes the 3, knocks it down. Air Canada center's bumping. JV's like, yeah, knocking down 3s. Because he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I love it. I love JV knocking down a 3 because it's the new NBA. The big man got to shoot the 3. He does now. I think that's his second career 3. Big night for JV. Kyle Lowry, 17 points on 7 of 13 shooting, 53%. 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3. So not that great from 3, but a good overall percentage for Kyle. 17 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. Again, the thing about Kyle, his shot's not working. He'll find other ways to help the team win. DeMar DeRozan, 24 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 9 of 18 shooting, 50%, 4 of 4 from the line, and 2 of 2 from 3. So you look at this. We saw in the last game, we saw the starters for the Raptors. I think it was just Norman Powell who shot over 50% from the field. Today, Norman Powell was the only guy who didn't shoot under 50% or didn't shoot over 50%. Everybody else, Ibaka was 63%, JV 85%, Kyle 53%, DeMar 50%. The starters did their thing offensively today, and something we didn't see in the last game, CJ Miles, I think he was 0 for when it comes to shooting in general. But what we saw today, he got 9 points, a couple boards, 3 of 6 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. Knocking down 3 threes, good to see from CJ Miles. DeLon, do I really have to say anything else about DeLon Wright, Siakam, Anunoby, Pirtle, and Van Vliet? I mean, they're all workhorses. They move the ball unbelievably. That's a second unit. And they did a great job like I said, as a collective unit. CJ Miles, 9 points off the bench. DeLon with 6 and 4 assists. Siakam with 4. OG with 3 points, 3. Listen to this: 7 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and 2 steals for OG. On 2 of 4 shooting. He was 2 of 3 from 3 as well. Pirtle was 6 points, 3 boards in only 11 minutes, and Freddie Van Vliet 2 points, 1 board, 3 assists in the 10 minutes. So again, that second unit really giving a lot of energy, moving the ball well. You look at that second unit as a whole: 4, 6, 9. 10 assists combined. 10 of the 12 assists were the bench. They did a great job moving the ball, as they have all season long. And the Raptors, they grind it out as they play a really bad second half. But they come away with the victory, 119-114. And that, in the end, that's really what matters. But you can't play like that moving forward, because next up you got the New Orleans Pelicans. They come to Air Canada Center for a 7:30 tip-off on Thursday night. DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, those big guys, those are their main guys on that team. And they're having not a bad season, 6-5. They won today against Indiana, 117-112. So they're coming on. I think they've won 3 in a row as well. So they're playing some pretty good ball. The Raptors need to continue to play well offensively and find a way to contain Boogie and the Brow Davis. And if they find a way to do that, they're gonna have some fun. All right, and next up, after that, they go to Boston to play in TD Garden. Oh, that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a tough one. 3:30 tip-off. Letting you guys know right now that video will be uploaded a little bit later than normal. And probably quite a bit later. It'll be 10, 11 o'clock that night. I'll keep you guys posted on the Twitter when I'll be starting the upload, when I'll be getting ready to start it. And then the link will be down in the description for that, guys. So follow up there. And I'll keep you guys posted there. All right, so you know what, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game overall, the win, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What did you guys think of the game? Fire in what you guys think of Roy Halladay. Let me know if you guys want that little tribute video. It won't be a long one, maybe like 5 minutes or so. Let me know if you guys want to see that. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Leafs edition, as they are taking on the Minnesota Wild at the Air Canada Center. Leafs look to continue a little bit of momentum from their shootout win against the Las Vegas Golden Knights, or Vegas Golden Knights. That's a 7:30 puck drop. And well, like we said, we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition, 7:30 tip-off, Thursday, New Orleans Pelicans, Toronto Raptors. Raps looking to win 2 straight and head into Boston feeling good about themselves. We'll talk to you guys then.